Hello friends, this is Growl. Welcome to Wafflecat Weekly number 21. The weekly video where we open all of our boxes, talk about the affixes, see what's going on. Unfortunate, another week of me not posting any videos. I really apologize. It was sort of a push week last week. We were doing lots of live keys on stream. I also had a video that I planned on uploading that I thought you guys would enjoy, and it got copy claimed because of a song that was in it, and I didn't have the time to sit down and edit everything. But hopefully I think I'm doing the guides has slowed me down a little bit. I wanted to produce them nicely, sort of like how I did in the beginning of the expansion, but I think I'm just going to go back to the quickie guides where I just turn on the cam and just talk about the class and give you guys a heads up of what's going on. Also, there's some classes like Mistweaver and Druid where I'm just not really playing that much this season, so I might not do guides for every healer just because I don't necessarily feel like super qualified talking about them nowadays. I would assume you guys can get better info elsewhere. But that being said, let's first open our boxes, see what's going on. We have, I think, slightly less boxage than we'd like. I kind of put off doing my weekly keys because we were doing push keys, and I got a decent amount, so we'll see. I think it might only be one on the Mistweaver and Druid this week. We're loot check speckers. We are in Mistweaver spec. We are looking for trinkets and rings, I think, on a lot of our characters. Also don't mind decent tier pieces. I'm looking for stuff that I can tierify, but we only have one option, and it's a weapon. And we already have a 278 staff. So I have, let me see. So I have a 278 staff, and I also have a 278 offhand in my inventory. I don't think this with the offhand is particularly that much of an upgrade, if it's any at all. I don't mind the staff. I think we just take the tokens, unfortunately. Start working towards a couple sockets. If there was a really good offhand, or let's say I was maybe playing Shaman and I wanted to get a shield or something. Someone just asked me if I wanted to tank keys. Give me 30 minutes. If you still need, I'll come. Lol. Okay. Whoever messages me asking me if they want me to tank keys, I don't know if they're recording a video or something. They're trying to make some content. I don't know why you would want me to tank keys, but I wouldn't mind working on my prop paladin a little bit, just because it's a good way to get weekly keys in on my pally too. I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. All right, we're in Orbos. Where are we? Somehow my druid always ends up parked in Orbos. Is that because my Hearthstone is here? No, I don't know. Normally, if you see the guy parked right here by the vault, it means I had to wheel him over. But if my guy's somewhere else, it means he was already in Orbos. Alright, let's check our loot spec. We are in balance, that's fine. We are looking for trinkets and rings again, pretty much. Although we could use boots, we could use a lot of other stuff. It looks like we have 278 weapons on most of our guys, which is pretty nice. We definitely like to see that. A no haste weapon. Unfortunately, not an upgrade. Our druid is one of our vaults that we had to cut short. I do really want to gear up my druid. I think healer damage isn't super important this season, and I think druid could find a use in some keys. So I kind of want to get him geared up, but he's behind. The upside is I only need 2 tier pieces because the 4 piece isn't that strong. So I can play with just these 2, I think is good. But oh well. 2 tokens on our less important characters. Now we get on to some of the bigger boys. Our paladin, I think, only has 2 boxes. However, I also want to gear up my paladin. See, this is... I don't want to say healer balance is great right now, but I'll say that healer damage isn't super important because I kind of feel like all the healers have decent rolls. Okay, this is one of the few characters that I feel like I have decent rings and jewelry. I have a 278 haste verse neck. I have a haste verse leech socketed ring, and then I have reservoir and an upgraded Slayas. So this guy's gear actually isn't that bad. I need to upgrade these 2 tier pieces. We need shoulders or gloves. Preferably with avoidance would be nice. Okay, loot spec check. Holy, bam, we're going. Although maybe we need a prot weapon. See what we got. We have haste mastery pants, verse mastery wrists. I think we're gonna take these wrists. Unfortunately, they don't have haste on them, and we're losing that leech. But we gain 26 item levels, so I think we just gotta grab these. It's tempting to grab the socket just because these aren't particularly good. What happens if I catalyze these? Is there good risks from the raid? That's always something that you can consider now, by the way. You don't just catalyze tier items, you can actually catalyze anything, and it just gives you the raid version. So, where's my, these? Raid. I don't know which ones it gives you, because there's multiple, but if it gives you these, then that's very good. That's actually cool. Maybe I'll be able to, hold on, I kind of want to see. Let's do it just for the sake of the video. Let's go catalyze these wrists and see what it gives me. Because if I can turn these into 278 haste verse, that's actually banger. I feel like here's all you guys writing in the comments now about how I can figure out what something will catalyze into before I go, but I just want to go on the adventure myself, you know. I just want to see. We'll take a short pause while we fly through the air. Oh, maybe I should have looked at the let's see what the affixes are. We'll spoil it for you guys. Inspiring Quaking. Yeah, some people said these are the affixes. I haven't been paying attention to the rotation. They've been changing it a lot lately, so I kind of just wing it. Now that raid for the most part's over for a lot of my friends, there's not a lot of like super planning that needs to go into, like, you know, oh, it's a push week coming up or whatever. Okay, so if I go here and I put these wrists in, what does it give me? Crit mastery? Come on, man. Madge. Alright, this catalyst thing sucks. This catalyst thing sucks. I got excited for a second when I saw the Vigilant Guardian wrists were haste verse. Oh well. At least we got a little bit of an upgrade. We're 274 now. You know, again, not great stats, but I mean, our haste and verse are pretty good. Like, all of our other items are pretty well statted, so, you know, sometimes you just got to take a high item level piece. All right, now on to our Shaman and Priest. We got a 3-box, I think. I don't think we've done any raid on these guys. Eventually, we might start trying to sneak into some mythic raids once, you know, things loosen up a little bit and people stop being nerds about it. And Cross Realm opens up or whatever. But for now, we can't quite get into stuff. Now let's look in, okay, we're an elemental. What does our shaman need? We need a weapon. We still use, I don't want to spend my Valor, but now that we get to talk about that. Valor is uncapped. So there we go. So we could use a, yeah, our shaman's gear is pretty good, actually. There's a couple items, these wrists and this weapon, that I'm kind of like waiting to Valor upgrade until I get something good. Could use a neck too. All right, let's see what we got. See what's in the vault. There's some potential here with 3 item slots. And okay, this is a good ring. A 278 changeling and a 278 IQD with speed. This is a toughie. This is a toughie. I think actually I go with the ring. I think it's actually not that much of a toughie. And here's why. I already have a 278 Slayas. So even though a 278 changeling is nice, really I want the reservoir trinket as my second trinket. I don't want a 278 changeling. So that leaves me with the ring, I guess. Because even though these are 2 good trinkets, I already have a good weekly vault trinket. So yeah, I think we go with the ring. I think we take the 6 item level upgrade. Not particularly interesting, but we'll always take item levels, I guess. Yeah, I think we got to do it. Although I'm sure many are mauling with the sight of passing up on a 278 changeling and a 278 IQD. So, apologize for you guys. Boom. Okay, let's go. What in verse? Yeah, verse sounds good. Boom. This is a pretty good ring. I like having this ring. It's like one of the highest verse rings you can get. And then both of these are 278. Eventually I can throw some sockets in these. 276 item level. And we have some big upgrades we can make too. We still need a weapon. I'll probably end up spending Valor upgrading a weapon at some point. Yeah, our Shaman's going to be pretty close to 280 pretty soon if we can, once we farm out some Valor. Alright, last character, our Priest. I was watching a couple other high key push groups, the Ambition group and the Echo group, and man, do I need some avoidance. I think Zalia and Elismir both have like 10% avoidance on me. I really need some avoidance on this guy. I have 6%. I only have some from my ring, I think. I don't have any. I have Leech on my belt, which I'll be able to Valor upgrade. My verse is really nice, so I can't complain. One thing I've been shopping for is I've been just trying to check here and there. I don't even know where this comes from, if this is a raid BOE, but it's a cape. And I saw some of the Chinese guys have this cape with avoidance. They're usually pretty good at getting BOEs early for M+, just like have a lot of gold. So I kind of watch them, but I've been kind of on the market looking for one of these haste verse capes with avoidance for my Priest. Honestly, I would take crit haste, but it doesn't seem to be there. Doesn't seem like there's a crit haste cape. Maybe I'll have to buy one on a more populated server and move it over. Either way, last vault. Loot spec Shadow. What does our Priest need? This is all good. This is all good. We need gloves. Avoidance would be nice. Belt with avoidance would be nice. Wrists with avoidance would be nice. Yeah, that's really what we're looking for. Let's see what we got. We got 3 slots. Give me some avoidance, dealer. Okay, so Signet of Collapsing Stars I think is not a very good ring, if I remember. Oh no, this is the haste verse ring. Okay. Crit verse helm. Wrists that are 278 that are verse mastery. None of these look particularly exciting. So let's look at our options. I feel like we are just locked in with our ring choices. Because either I'm gonna play Flash Concentration on my neck, in which case I use these 2 rings, the Anduin ring and the crafted ring with avoidance, or we play Harmonious and we use that on a ring with the Anduin ring, and then we use the crafted neck. So either way, our jewelry has to be Anduin ring, crafted, and legendary. So I don't think there's any room for this, even though this is a very nice ring. That leaves us with this helm, which I would say is slightly better statted than our current one, but our current one has a socket. Oh no, but this is our current one's tier anyway, so we need tier. So this is useless. So that leaves us with wrists, or do we buy a socket? I think I just pass on these wrists. Although this would be like a little bit of an upgrade, I think I would rather just have the socket. What can I, is there anything I can socket right away? I have this socketed. I guess the Anduin ring is probably what I would socket. Yeah, I think we just take the tokens. An unfortunate box. Looks like we're gonna have to start mythic rating soon if we want to start getting upgrades. Our M+ upgrades are not particularly compelling. All right, let's take a quick run through of what's going on this week. Let's look at the weekly quest. The very best. It is pet battles. Okay, great. Not something that I will particularly engage with, but I'm sure other people are excited for that. The affixes this week are tyrannical, inspiring, quaking, encrypted. I would say if you're doing like weekly keys or lower keys, you know, things under 20, I would say this is going to probably be a pretty chill week, because Inspiring can be a bit annoying, but Tyrannical makes it so the trash dies pretty quick. So as long as you're playing with classes that do good damage, you can pretty much just blow up trash packs very quickly before Inspiring becomes that much of a problem. And Quaking is a pretty reasonable affix nowadays. Doesn't really do too much. Little annoying for casters, but not too bad. And that just leaves Tyrannical, which on very high keys, Tyrannical can be tough, but in middling keys, this is a little slow, but you know, this is fine. So I would describe this week as like pretty good actually if you're doing like casual level keys. If you're trying to push score, you know, 20s, 24s, 25s, I would say this week might start to get a little annoying. It sort of depends on the situation. You know, like there's some areas that are very, very difficult with Inspiring. So like some areas that people get caught off guard. One of them is like, let's see, can I see which guy's Inspiring? So in Halls of Atonement, a lot of times people, like these guys do a lot of trash damage, even on Tyran, and you end up using like slows or stuns to try and deal with these bears so that your tank can live. And having these random inspired guys sort of spattered in makes these, like, sometimes people just get caught off guard by this. So just know that like fighting these guys is going to be really hard on Inspiring, but otherwise like that sort of stuff isn't too bad. Miss, you have to be a little bit careful in the maze. There can be some like really wonky packs where there's like multiple casters that are Inspiring. If you're in a pug, like usually by the end of the first boss, you know how your timer is. Like if you have like more, if you're like at like 8 minutes or less and you're leaving the first boss, then you have like plenty of time to just take this whole area slow. Even 10 minutes after the first boss is doable, assuming that you at least have like a little bit of trash count here. So keep that in mind. Like if you're going into this area and you're fine on time, like just CC the mob with whatever. You know, it's nice having like Windwalker or any sort of monk, I guess, is good to have this week because Para's just like works on everything. So you can just like Para Inspiring every time. Yeah, there's a few nasty packs and spires too with Inspiring. It's just about casters. You know, there's this area of Theater of Pain, the Gore Chop Wing, where like this guy's inspired, like this guy's inspired. So you gotta watch out for some of those packs. But generally, if you just like take it slow, it's not too bad until you get to really high up keys. So there's that. That is the box opening, vault checking, tier set disappointmenting video for the week. I wish you guys good luck in your boxes as well. Hopefully you get some good loot, and happy keying, friends.